Hi friends! This is Dainty Tank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Heaven Will Be Mine. This popped into my radar and I was very excited because it seems to be a very interesting decision-based visual novel. And it really looks stunning from what I saw so far. I haven't looked too deep into it. I learned my lesson from the last visual novel. To just double check it a little bit more. So, with that, let's get started with this. Heaven Will Be Mine. Oh, cool. Okay. Select pilot. Yes, okay. Faction. Celestial Mechanics, Self-Ship, String of Pearls. Reserve Test Pilot. Mechanics want to advance humanity in its next stage, and Saturn wants to flirt. But there's no reason we can't do both. Combat style, button mashing. Yes. Bedroom style. Button mashing. Okay. Luna Terra. Woohoo. Memorial Foundation. Self-ship. Mara Christium. Ace Pilot. Ooh. Fighting for the pilots to join the rest of the humanity back on Earth before it's too late. Good at sniping, espionage, double-crossing, ghosting. Bad at loving herself and everyone else. Pluto. Cradles Graces, Self-Ship, Krun Makula. Excuse me if I butcher these. Cradle Graces, Ultimate Weapon Pilot. Ooh. Even if humanity is giving up on a new life even if Earth is giving up on a new life for humanity in space, Cradle Graces hasn't. And Pluto will make the dream come true. Likes succulents. Good girls. Crushing both kinds. Everyone. Dislikes. Is trying very hard not to have any. I kind of want to go Saturn at first. Seems very interesting. Okay. Whoa. Welcome, Provisional Test Pilot Saturn. Your clearance is level 1. Testing and maintenance. Warning, potential damage to cockpit hardware detected. Warning, modifying and tampering with cockpit hardware and or firmware is strictly prohibited. Mercury. Saturn, what are you doing? Notice, bypass override accepted. Launch attempt blocked. No handshake with base. Oh, so a handshake is actually a computer term for an authentication line handshake. It's very interesting. Oh, hey Mercury. Not much. Launch attempt blocked. Base handshake spoof detected. I'm sorry. So, a handshake is along a digital lower layer. Basically just like a safeguard against a lot of just intrusion abilities. And so basically she just spoofed or like pretended like the other side of the handshake was there. It was like, hey look, I'm the server. Well, the base here. Just hacking the OS root for this self-ship. Ship self. You? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to just keep giggling. It's because this is so techie and so right. A lot of times you see me like ranting, going, no, you don't technology like that. And now I'm sitting here like, oh my god. Yes. Handshake accepted. Trying to stop some brat from hijacking the prototype, apparently. Emergency launch override initiated. Prepare for launch in T-minus 120 seconds. Calm down, Mercury. I'm just borrowing it. I am not debating. I am trying to save your life. The commander will be furious, and he won't just accept you stealing the Corner Store project from the designated pilot. It's not a big deal. I'll have it back before you know it. This is privileged information, but the designated pilot has to launch right this second to get that machine back to Earth before they get there. This is the worst possible time. It couldn't be worse if you planned it. Everyone in the system suddenly somehow knows this base's location, and they're heading here now. User launch override blocked. Denied by base. Oh, wow, weird. How did that happen? User... Oh, God. You planned it, didn't you? You've forgotten an apostrophe. Remote shutdown in 30 seconds. No one can prove anything, especially not designated pilot unconscious in locker 27. Oh, I love this. This is what I want, like, old-timey, like, kind of like the retro-futuristic books, what they should be. But this is a game, and it's great. Oh, whoops. Looks like they're trying to kick me out, huh? Saturn, I know you're mad, but you can't do this when they catch you. It's going to be so bad. Can you just please act like you're just pranking them there? There's still time. I will beg you, but I will beg them. Ah, you're such a worrywart. You've got hours to evacuate to the capital ship. They'll never engage you this far from base. I'll be distracting them. I have it all figured out. Except for how you're going to do anything at all to accomplish that with everyone trying to kill you. Remote shutdown in 20 seconds. Saturn, try to have a little faith. 15 seconds. Saturn, calm down, jeez. It doesn't take a genius to drive one of these things to the moon. Who cares which one of us does it? Or do you think I can't? 10. That is not the issue. The commander cares, and you know better than anyone what he's like. 9. Iapetus? We'll just have to get used to it. Lol. 8. Saturn, what are you trying to prove? 7. 6. So much, Mercury. 5. But give me a little credit. 4. 3. I have much higher ambitions than just being a bitch. Sequence missing. Base override cancelled. I almost got worried for a sec. Lol. Oh, wow. Welcome inside, pilot. Full permissions granted. Whoo! Saturn, I'm gonna die. And it will be your fault. Ah, come on. I'll get this to the moon safe and sound. And let that severance project be complete. I'll be very good, maybe, and do everything I was supposed to, maybe. I know I'm the second choice, but they'd rather have that than nothing, right? Very generous of me, isn't it? They will not accept that. They will sort of have to, though, won't they? If Command didn't want me to steal one, they shouldn't have benched me indefinitely. Emergency launch initiated. Let me know when he starts emitting it. Hostile launch. Catapult locks on. High risk of damage to your ship self. Geez, now. They're just being needy. Mercury, isn't it just the worst when someone who doesn't care anymore starts clinging just because you found someone new? Is that aimed? Is that some backstory rift there between Saturn and Mercury? Prepping weapon systems. Electrotoxin levels surging. Weapons weapons operational. So gross. Lol. Emergency launch initiated. Oh my god. Can't believe I really did it. I can't believe you did it either. Like, oh, I love that whole exchange. There's so much just emotion you got from that. Okay. Saturn, let's figure this out. I really, really did it. Everyone who said, if I was good, I'd get a chance again, sure was a liar. I got away. Now I've got the ship, and she's all mine. Love it. You're beautiful. I want to know everything about you. I miss this so much. Much better than the test machines when I was in the academy. Oh. She's beautiful. She's a wicked machine with a lot of secrets. And just as giddy as her pilot to be free. She's extremely responsive, eager to do everything Saturn wants. You're even worth reading the manual for. What's in you? You're not hiding anything from me, are you? But Saturn already knows everything in the manual and more. It's a very cagey document that doesn't do the ship justice and is certainly hiding something. There's plenty of information on how to use electromagnetic poisons and how to cheat distance and gravity, and all that is fun, but none of that tells her the first thing about how to be a ship. This is useless. How can this help diagnose anything when they don't know the first thing about being a ship? So wrong. Way too dry. That's not what it's like at all. It's a body that's also a soul. It means exactly what it is. That's why it's small. Curved in wicked places in some places. Curved in wicked edges in some places. But curved in soft ways elsewhere. Sharp claws and deadly tail. But cute enough to hug. So perfectly suited for Saturn. One has to understand exactly why they wouldn't give it to her. Really perfect. Fits better than a human body. There's reason enough to disobey everyone and run off with it, isn't it? Oh, speaking of, more threatening emails from Iapetus. Missing me already? I give him a perfectly good deal. For someone who always goes on about mutually beneficial agreements, he's really having trouble seeing the big picture. In the time it takes him to realize that, I'm sure I can find something fun to do in the system. Time to test you out. See if it's really true. Can you give me everything I want? Down to the last drop. Oh, what? It's January 1st, 1980. Oh, okay, so that's a sad fact. And the long and cold war, where humanity united against its nemesis, an existential threat from beyond the stars, has been over for a long time. Really? Okay. Since the 50s, we have been fighting a war against an existential threat, and we cannot understand, cannot perceive, and is powerless against the technology of Earth. Against the technology of Earth. It's a pretty stupid sort of war to fight, isn't it? When there's enough of a mess down here to worry about. Humanity is already an undisputed authority of reality, and we have the physics to prove it. It's time to return to Earth, our home, the seat of the universe. Before Earth takes us back in pieces, let's go home with grace. On the first anniversary of decommissioning of the International Space Program, we, Memorial Foundation, Native Sphere, Existential Safety, in agreement with our home planet's unanimous decision, declare there is no future for humanity in space. Let's come home. Return resolution. Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. Interesting. Okay. I don't quite get this. Okay, so we fought an intergalactic war, effectively. And humanity won, but now humanity is like, okay, now that we own everything, let's go back home. Okay. 1981. It's been 1 year since we declared independence from Memorial Foundation and the rest of Earth. The Cold War is officially over, and it feels so light without their gravity weighting us down. How can a tiny handful of colonies, terraformers, and schools hold out against the full authority of Earth? So they left their colonies behind. Because that shit doesn't fly past escape velocity. To power the ship selves, we made to fight the Cold War. We made tidal resonators to bring the gravity necessary for humans and culture to survive in space. And that gravity is ours now, enough to make a new world, free from the weight of Earth. If Memorial Foundation wants to kill the future, they'll have to come and take it from us. We're thankful for our cradle's graces, but we're not coming back. Independence Declaration, Cradle's Graces. So, Cradle's Graces is basically the colonies separated. Interesting! So, the Memorial Foundation goes back to Earth. It's like, we all belong on Earth. And then the colonies are like, bullshit. We are appreciative of the Cradle's Graces, but we own this. Oh, the 25th. Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces have been having fun for a little over a year, and nothing is breaking the stalemate. Earth is getting impatient. They have a good reason to believe that existential threat posed by a divided humanity in space is much greater than any theoretical malevolent entity outside of the native sphere. While the kids are fighting, Earth is getting ready to list the humans remaining in space as part of the existential threat, and when they do, they'll send real weapons and end this war, fought with plastic toys. Their justification? We are technically less than 100% human. Just not human enough to be something else. It's hard to believe they're really onto us. It's time to make a drastic move. Being our final piece, the prototype ship self string of pearls we made in the atmosphere of the planet Kronos, which will never be Saturn, to the lunar gravity well where Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces are already headed. Whoever controls that place controls human access to space. We can be sure everything will be in place there. Earth or space, we are just short of 100% human. So let's see how much less than 100% we can get. Internal report. Celestial mechanics. So this is the string of pearls, the prototype ship that we just stole. Interesting. So why is the lunar gravity well? So she said moon, so probably the moon. Right? Okay. Day 1. God. Wow. Oh my god. I love these types of games. Love these types. No. Saturn return. In the strange gravity of an abandoned Delphinius lab, Saturn lies in wait for the looming threat of Pluto's mysterious ship. But what are they after? And will they get it? Joyride Killjoy, weaving in and out of 6 planets' rings, Memorial Foundation's ace Luna Terra plays cat and mouse with the renegade ship thief Saturn. Wow. Okay. So there's 2 different paths. Subject. Your apparent promotion. Okay. So this is Iapetus. And this is Mechanics Division Lead. Okay. Good job, Saturn. There's no point being angry with you, so I'll choose to be proud of you instead. Dick move. You are a bad manager. I'll refrain from having you sunk. since it's counterproductive to our intentions for that unit. You were a reserve candidate after all, so you'll do fine. Try not to make too much of a pain in the ass for me. I'll have Mercury reassigned to you since he apparently doesn't have to say in the matter. How nostalgic. The two of you had so much potential. Well, he knows how to do his job at least. Do your best and not get the string of pearls sunk. We'll absolutely wash you out of the biological interface and reassign you permanently if we get the chance to prove you're competent enough, and neither of us will have wasted our time. Okay. Okay. Truce ending effective immediately. Oh. To all members of the formal Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Research Division, now known as Celestial Mechanics. This message serves as a formal acknowledgement that this branch has violated our trust and broken the provisions of the 1981 Memorial Foundation Consensus by violating Clause 3, development of a variable gravity engine, and Clause 7, installation of a variable gravity engine into a ship self-string of pearls. Celestial Mechanics will no longer be listed as part of Memorial Foundation. They will be formally relisted as an independent entity and considered a true existential threat by Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. We are still offering forgiveness, so please defect as soon as possible while the appeal grace period is still in effect. Please otherwise expect title retaliation for existential endangerment of human culture. Halamede, Princess, Memorial Foundation, Native Space, Existential Safety. Cool. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Comms? Okay. Insufferable horror creature. Forward all comments to Mercury. Don't talk to me. Mercury, a boy in space on purpose. Consummate bridge bunny, not responsible for Saturn. You literally messaged me first, you nerd. Oh my god. Harpy. Come on, baby. I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? Get back the ship. Come on. I'm obviously not doing that. Please, I'm begging you. Listen to reason. You have so much left to live for. Oh, Mercury, come on. We both know that's not true. What do you want from me? A list of girls who will shoot me out of orbit. God. Anyway, don't be a crybaby. I'm fine. Saturn, you are extremely wrong if you think that there is a chance I am at all worried about you. If you come back, all will be forgiven, but you need to bring it back. Mercury, it's fun playing, but I don't think you've been listening at all. Mercury, it's not that ship anymore, it's me. Mercury, you wouldn't ask me to give up my own self, would you? I'm sailing on a ship of myself now, and I'm not giving it up until gravity drags me back, kicking and screaming. I can't deal with you. Aw, thank you, baby. Kiss, kiss. So you're in a relationship, an awkward and very hostile one, but that's what we picked up before. You are a nightmare, and I'm giving up trying to save you from yourself. Love you. I hate you so much. Can't stay mad at me. I can't, and it's horrible, but my revenge will come because literally everyone else in the universe can. Oh, darn. Guess I should have fun while it lasts. Saturn, if you deflect, I cannot protect you. Iapetus is furious, and he's going to come personally for you if you don't come back. I told you! I do all the missions! What, don't you believe me? Lol. Obviously not. Lol. Fair. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think I'd give up on the aversion project? Go on. Iapetus wanted us to fight for a new self beyond the ship's self, but not even get a taste until the end. Fuck that. Oh, my house now. Tell me, which of the two of us you trust less, Mercury? Channel closed. Awesome. Boot up. Mission. Boot up. Okay. So these are data log. Oh! Cool. So there's 3 factions. So we came from Celestial Mechanics. There's Kral's Graces, and then there's the Scary Eye Lady from Memorial Foundation. Cool. So, I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually drained and having trouble reading. So, before we get into more of this, which is more reading, I'm going to pause it here. Let me know your thoughts so far, and give me a idea. Do you want to see Saturn? The Saturn return mission first? Or do you want to see Killjoy, the Joyride Killjoy? See, that's why I'm ending this early. Let me know which direction you want to go. I am loving this. Saturn is great. The story is great so far, and I'm so interested. So, let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to see more of this myself. Subscribe. Hang out. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!